Hello and welcome to another edition of the Baseball Talk Radio Show. I'm Gary Mack, and I'm joined as usual by my cohort, my co-host, somewhere on the Jersey Shore is Rich Baxter. Rich, you're on a location again, and how are you?
Yes, I am. How you doing, Gary? Thanks for the introduction. And as you said, it's a nice sunny day. It's warm. I had to get out of the house. I had to get out of the studio, get with the people, so to speak. 4 days till opening day. Happy days are here again.
Yes, happy days indeed. 4 days, as you said, to opening day. Cannot wait. And Rich, we're going to have our picks today a little bit later on in the show, but you know, uh, 2023 is going to bring about a lot of changes. We've seen some of it in spring training with these rule changes. And now there's been a report that some of the players aren't entirely happy. So they've gone to the union. The union's gone to the competition committee
Hmm.
and asked them for little tweaks here and there. Uh, to some of these rules. Not real sure the reports. I'm not sure which rules are, they may tweak. Uh, I would believe that they would try to do it before opening day, but as you say, we're 4 days away. So, and no word has come out about that yet that I've seen. Um, does that mean it doesn't work, or is it just they threw it against the wall and maybe they need a little bit extra time with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I sort of thought this was going to happen. There's big pushback on this. And if you've seen any of the spring training games, you know why. A lot of the times, this seems like it's holding up a game rather than speeding it up. When there's a pitch violation, it's almost like, the umpire has to step out of the box. He has to turn around to the front. He has to make a demonstrative move to the booth so the scorer knows what's happening. It's going to cost them more time in the long run, but I kind of thought this was going to happen. 4 days left to opening day, and they're still going to be putting this into motion, but going to amend it, so to speak, as you said. But I'm not even worried about that. I'm just so happy about opening day. March 30th, all 30 teams will be in play, including your favorite Mets, mine, the Phillies. That's all that matters right now. We can't be upset by any of these changes. I was a little upset when they put the changes in, but you got to roll with the punches, as you said.
Yeah, it is what it is. They're going to do the changes no matter what. So, like you said, you got to roll with the punches and just accept it. And according to this report, and it was a report in The Athletic by Evan Dralick, uh, he notes that some on the players' side believe that the 15-second minimum for pitches and the 8-second rule for hitters were a little too much, too little time. And I think we discussed that last week. You said the same thing, and so I can see tweaking it a little, maybe make it 17 seconds with somebody on base, or 20 seconds, and 24 or something with a guy on base, and give the
Mhm.
batter 12 seconds instead of 8. I can see, little tweaks there. Um, it's going to be here to stay. So, it's just a matter of how they tweak it. And it does move the game along. It does help in making the pitches. There's no more of that walking around and all that kind of thing. That, there's still some confusing on my part, though. I mean, like if a catcher throws down at first base, is the clock going then? Or is it start when the pitcher gets the ball back? I mean, I don't understand. I thought I read somewhere that it started when he steps on the rubber, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray areas still left to be determined in these rules. And as you said, they're going to tweak them. They're going to fine tune them. But we forgot to mention that this is our favorite show of the year. One of my favorite shows of the year. It's the 2023 MLB Pick Show for us. So we'll be giving you our picks for the MLB. And we hope you guys enjoy this show out there. And wanted to remind you that you can check us out on a podcast form on Apple or Google Podcast, Spotify, all these places. And you can also check us out on YouTube because we do a video version of the show as well. So check us out. You can search for us, Baseball Talk Radio Show on YouTube. You're going to find us. And hit that subscribe button because we'd like to get a lot more subscribers. We're trying to get 1,000 or more. So tell your friends about us.
Yes, please do. And Rich, I got another story here. Did you know that the MLB is trying to steal city names, more or less? They're trying to register the name now of Boston and Houston and Seattle. And the Red Sox were taken by surprise because they didn't. They were thinking out loud one day and wondered whether it would be possible to register it. Then didn't do anything about it, and then they found out that somebody had applied to the registry bureau, I guess, the federal government, and they found out it was MLB that did that. And apparently they went for Houston and Seattle as well. An odd choice. Only 3. You'd think they tried to register 30, unless some of the others are already registered to the city. But the Red Sox sent the MLB a letter and asked them to discontinue this thing. But what a weird thing! They want to register the name. They want to own the rights, I guess, to the city.
Yeah, that's going above and beyond. And actually, in the local area of Philadelphia, my sort of region, so to speak, the Phillies trademarked a explanation by their announcer on the radio last year, if you remember. It was called Bedlam at the Bank, was the explanation from our radio broadcaster, Scott Fransky. Well, the Phillies went ahead and trademarked that. They took it for their own. So, I mean, here you got Scott Fransky, who's his own guy. He works for the Phillies, but the Phillies come along and say, all right, we're going to take that. You said it, but we're going to trademark it. I don't follow that. I'm like,
well, he was in their employ when he said it. So
right.
As far as that's the that would be their reasoning. He created something. It's his job to create things. It's it's like a scientist that invents something for a company,
3M or DuPont.
Yeah. He go, here's your salary,
So
and they're making billions of dollars.
They're going to make $1 million off of Scott Fransky with his term "Bedlam at the Bank." They're not even going to cut him in on it. That's big business.
Maybe they'll give him a T-shirt.
They'll give him a dinner. Yeah, a dinner at the
unlike
box.
Unlike Red Buttons, who never had a dinner.
Well, as we
that's
said,
an old joke.
This is nobody out there remembers.
Nobody
Red
gets
Buttons.
it.
Nobody knows Red Buttons. But anywho, I'm looking forward to our MLB Pick Show. We normally stream this live, but we're recording it today, and that's a good thing because we had the Gremlins come in early with us. But Gary, I watched your roundtable the other night you did. And that's awesome. I'd like to try to get something together with a couple other podcasts on this show in the future for that. I'd like to get them together. So you gave me a good idea with that, and I enjoyed that. I think it was issue 503 from your Mets Musings podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for mentioning it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do the Mets Musings podcast, and I do the round table we do. There's no really set schedule. Try to get one in maybe once a month, and it's usually with the same guys. It's our friends from Baseball and Barbecue, and
Len and Jeff.
Len and Jeff. And
hi, Len. Hi, Jeff.
And my good friend Barry, who actually started this podcast with me many moons ago, back in 2010. Not this podcast, I'm sorry. Started
Mets
Mets
musings, yeah.
Musings
Hmm.
with me. We did, I think, 98 episodes together, uh, and then
Which is a long time.
which is a long time, yes. And then I went solo, and now we're at 503. So, um, very happy about that. We've been doing it a long time, and yeah, the round table is fun. We have to do that. Maybe we should go conference by conference, try to get people like, somebody from the East, and well, because we're all East anyway, but we'd have the whole thing covered. But we'll work it out. We'll talk about it and try to do that because it would be fun. Well, we seem to have lost the sound now from Rich. Rich, can you do some hand gestures? Oh, maybe not. Okay, that was a good one.
I'm gonna have to go to the laptop mic here. Looks like my Logitech just tapped out on me here. Not sure why. I guess I didn't charge it, but anyhow,
Oh, okay. We hear you good. Well,
let's get to our picks because we're on a time constraint here.
yes.
Why don't you lead it off with the NL East for us?
All right. The NL East I got, this is going to be a surprise to everybody, but I'm picking the Braves to win it all until they get dethroned. They're still the champions. In the NL Central, I'm picking the St. Louis Cardinals to win that division again. And in the West, I'm going with an upset. I'm going with the San Diego Padres out west to take that division. Should I go to the wild cards?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right, my wild cards in the National League. Oh, well, let me do the American League, then I'll do the wild cards.
You can do the national. Let's stay national.
Okay. All right. The National League wild cards are the New York Mets, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the LA Dodgers. That's my National League. Now, let's go over to the American League, and I've got the East.
My national picks.
You want to do the Okay, you go ahead then.
Yeah, we'll
NL East.
We'll split it up. I think you're going to like the NL East pick. It's the New York Mets to take the division.
Oh, okay.
This year for 2023. I got the Cardinals over in the Central. And I'm going to join you out west. I'm going to say the Dodgers are not going to win the division. I'm going with the Padres out west.
Hey. Oh, that's good. I'm not out on a limb then.
Yes. Now you picked 3 wild cards. Do you want me to pick 3?
Yeah, isn't it 3 this year again?
I thought it was 2, but I can pick 3 if you want.
No, I think it's 3.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So
I hope it's 3. I don't.
Well, we'll pick 3. I don't care.
We'll pick 3.
Why not?
And if it's 2, we'll pick the 2 to win.
That's all right. We're allowed to pick 3 if we want. No rules against it. I'm going to go with the Phillies, the Dodgers, and I'll throw my 3rd pick in, the Brewers, Milwaukee.
Oh. Yeah, I was kind of torn with the Brewers there. I like the Brewers, but I don't know. So I didn't pick them. All right. Do we want to move on to the AL now?
Yes, that'd be great.
Do you want me to go or you go first?
You lead it off.
Okay. American League in the East, I have the New York Yankees winning that division. In the Central, I have the Cleveland Guardians winning that division. And out west, I've got the champs, the Houston Astros, to repeat again in that division out west. My wild cards Now this is where it gets real wild and completely off the track. I have Boston
Train came off the track with this.
and crashed. Boston Red Sox, the Texas Rangers,
Oh,
and the Baltimore Orioles.
wow.
So
That would be,
that's
if you went to the sports book, that would be probably about 25,000 to 1. Those three, that three combination.
yeah, I know.
Great.
All right, let's go. AL East for Rich.
All right. So AL East, we're going to match team for team on all three picks here. East, I got the Yankees. Central, I
Okay.
have Cleveland. And the West, I have the Astros. So no surprises there at all. I think they're the three best teams in the AL. With the wild cards, I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays. I think they've improved themselves
Ooh.
tremendously.
I forgot about them.
I'm going to go with the Minnesota Twins. The
Oh.
Twins. I think they're going to be well this season. And I'm going to pick somebody that hasn't done well in the playoffs at all. Hasn't even been to the playoffs in years. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Angels as my third pick.
Mm. A little Mike Trout hope there.
Yeah, a little Trout, Shohei Ohtani, maybe spill over from the World Baseball Classic, something like that.
Okay.
That's going to be a long shot as well, but I threw them in the mix since we had the three teams in there.
Okay, and your pennant winner in the American League.
All right. My pennant winner for the NL. I'm going to have to pick my Phillies again for this year. And it's going to be a heart on the sleeve type of pick for me. I can see my heart rate on the end of my sleeve, but I think they have what it takes. They added Trey Turner. They're going to have a healthy Bryce Harper at some point. They have Kyle Schwarber. They have a potent offense. They can get their pitching together. I think they're going to be back in the World Series this year.
Well, they did lose Hoskins for the season, so that's going to be a big loss. 30 homers is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. Well, like you said last week about Edwin Diaz, like why have the World Baseball Classic? Why have spring training now? That's where I'm at. No, I'm kidding. It's going to happen whether or not it's spring training. They're crossing the street to catch a bus. It's going to happen. These things happen. If you saw the Hoskins play, it was a goofy play. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Step, crunch, game over. It was just something from up above. God saying, Reese, your season is over.
Oh, go home and rest.
Yep.
All right, your AL pennant winner.
All right, AL pennant winner. I'm going to go the New York Yankees. I'm going to say the Legion of Doom, so to speak, with Aaron Judge and company there. I think they're overdue to get back to the World Series. I know that's not a popular pick with you, and it's something that I just pulled out of the air, to be honest with you, but it could very well be the Astros again, a rematch of last year, but I'm going to go with the Yankees.
Wow. That's okay. Well, my pennant winners in the American League is I'm gotta go back to Houston. I mean, they're the class of the league, I think, and I'm gonna pick Houston as the pennant winner in the American League. And for this year, I am going to be a homer and pick the New York Mets to win the pennant in the National League. I try not to do that. I try to be fair, but this year I'm gonna, even with the loss of Edwin Diaz, I think they can do it. So I'm gonna go with the Mets. All right. So now you've got the Yankees and the Phillies in the World Series. I've got the Mets and the Astros in a rematch of the '86
Okay.
National League playoffs. Uh, who is your World Series champion?
I'm going to go, again, my heart on the sleeve, emotional pick. I'm going to say the Phillies are going to win it this year. I think they should have won it last year. They came this close, and it's about a half an inch from winning the World Series last year. They matched the Houston Astros with a lesser team. You
They
can't
did.
do that quite often. I realized that they really excelled when they got into the playoffs. They were a dark horse to make it. They did, but I'm going to go with the Phillies to win the World Series in 2023, and I think I'm going to go put a bet on them.
And I guess we're going homers this year because I'm going with the Mets to win it all. So, uh, something we haven't really done in the past. We've tried to be fair about this, and I think we're being fair about it. But we have our reasons, and
Yeah, I don't think it's being a homer, and I don't think we're trying to pick the wrong team, so to speak. I think we both have a lot of faith in what we said. You're
yeah.
not picking the Mets because you like the Mets. I'm not picking the Phillies because I really like the Phillies. I believe in them. Last year made me a believer. Um, and I just feel that, I feel it's going to be a great season, whatever happens. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm sure you are. And we're going to have a great year, regardless of what happens in October. But I'm going to enjoy each and every month of this season.
And you know what, Rich? I think we can make an argument for both of our teams. I mean, it's not like we're picking our teams that were under 500 last year, or we're not picking a 65 and 97 win team or anything. We're picking two playoff teams from last year. Both
Right.
of them were wild cards in the National League. Uh, the Phillies got to the World Series, as you said, and the Mets, unfortunately, I think they gassed out at the end of the season and just didn't have it when they had to have it. But I mean, they won 101 games last year and made the playoffs. So it's there's an argument that can be made for both teams. I believe, and that's our picks for the year. And like it or not, folks, that's it.
That's awesome. So if you have your picks, you want to send them to us, send them in an email, Gary@baseballtalkradio.com or Rich over at baseballtalkradio.com. Check us out over there at the website, baseballtalkradio.com. It's the home for great baseball talk shows, all kinds of, like Gary mentioned before, his Mets musings. I've got a Phillies podcast. There's another Phillies podcast on there. Baltimore Orioles are good friends down there in Baltimore, and I'd like to have them as part of our roundtable. Maybe we might even do that next week, and I'll arrange that. But it's going to be a fun time, a fun season. And Gary, I can't wait for it to start. And hey, we only have 4 days to go till opening day 2023. So I'm very excited. I'll be there for the opening game of the Phillies. I'm going to be psyched. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, that's it's going to be great, Rich, and ballpark food is back, and maybe we'll have a little bit more on that on our next show. Some new entries at Citi Field. I'm sure Citizens Bank Park is going to have some scrumptious new entities out there in Philly. So maybe you could bring a report on that, take pictures and
Absolutely. Yep.
have a report on some of the nice food from next year.
And
Now, is this on your season ticket plan that you're going, or
no, this is an extra. I got the Sunday plan this year, so this is an extra, an add-on, but sure, I might be going to more than just the Sunday games this year as well. So looking forward to it. Both feed in on it. Can't wait. And I'm sure everybody else out there is the same way. If you're in Cleveland, if you're in LA, if you're in Northern California, maybe Grubby Glove is still listening to us. They're probably excited about their teams too. And
Oh
that's what
yeah.
it's all about, you know. I mean, even if you're in San Diego, you're happy about that. You know, that's great. But
Yeah.
that's the
Every
spirit of baseball. Everybody's starting out even on opening day, and it's going to be
Yep.
a great season.
And every team can win the pennant on opening day, right?
That's true. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this edition of the Baseball Talk Radio Show, our 2023 MLB Pick Show. Go out and have a great week. And the next time we talk to you, we'll be talking about real baseball.
Yes, sir. Can't wait till it happens. So we'll see you all next week.